As I said at the top of the show, we are focusing today on race. And our first guests here today are to talk about a new exhibition opening this weekend at the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences. We have Emelia Cowans Taylor. Emelia is the Assistant Head of Communications at the Museum of Natural Sciences. And we have James White. James is the Executive Vice President for Organizational Relations at the YMCA here in Raleigh, but also serves on a community advisory board at the museum. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Emelia, I want to start with you. Tell me about Race, Are We So Different? Where did this exhibition come from?
It actually was originated at the Science Museum of Minnesota in collaboration with the American Anthropological Association. And it was created to help demystify a lot of the bad science that was out there that helped to justify racism through eugenics. And so this is an exhibit that through the lens of science, history, and lived experiences shows people that we should embrace difference and that we're actually more alike than we are different.
Right, but one of the things that I know the exhibition delves into is the issue that race itself was really something that humans constructed and not something that really is, that science bears out.
Race is man-made. It's a social construct. It is not biological, and I think that that is a huge thing to state because a lot of people believe the absolute opposite. It is an extremely transformational exhibit. There are tons of interactives, especially for students, as well as entire families. But one of the things that really intrigued me, and I've seen the exhibit 3 times, is that every section is posed in the form of a question because it really empowers you and encourages you to think about what you really feel and confront your biases, confront some of the ways that you really view people, and then it makes you take a good hard look at yourself as well as others.
Is that what you want the community to get out of it, James?
Well, absolutely, and especially since, yes, it is true that race is a social construct, but yet politically, socially, and economically, we still live with those systematic implications of that construct every day.
Right. There may not be a biological basis, but the lived experiences of African Americans, persons of color, is absolutely different.
Yes, and I think this is our opportunity, I believe, to engage in a learning experience for the community as a whole, to really begin to say, how can we begin writing a new story?
Why is it so important, this subject of race? Why is it so important now and at this point in our history?
I think because it's true that we think about what's really going on in our world today. And one of the things that we can begin to see happening, it seems like all across America and our world, we see this idea of revolution. But revolution should first of all begin with revelation. And revelation that really does reveal truths that are critical to our thinking and how we exist as humans. I think sometimes in America we shudder to deal with a history because we sometimes base everything on heroes. But one of the beautiful things about, I believe, the world we live in today is that our heroes are human. Right. And maybe our history is really filled with human people who did heroic things, and more heroic realities can happen with our community even today.
I mean, why do you think it's people find it hard to talk about race?
Well, if you just turn on the news, the headlines are very polarizing. I think whole communities feel marginalized, and rightfully so. There are people that feel like their voices are not heard. And I think that daily people have to combat stereotypes that are unfairly placed upon them. And it is just interesting because I think a lot of people just don't have the vocabulary to really enter into a very meaningful and transformational conversation about race. And this is an exhibit that will really help you formulate that vocabulary. We're offering some very unique programming, and one in particular are cultural conversations. And these are facilitated conversations in safe space for 90 minutes that you can reserve, and they're absolutely free on the weekends.
Right, and the whole exhibition is free, is that right?
Absolutely, the entire exhibition is free. We've had some wonderful sponsors come to the table. We've raised over $300,000 to bring this experience to the people of North Carolina, as well as transportation costs have been taken care of for Tier 1 counties. If you're in a Tier 1 county and you have a school group or a group of kids that need to come see this exhibit, all you have to do is log on to our website and find out more information about it, and book a trip.
And James, you've been involved, I know, in helping think through some of these community engagement pieces. You think that's maybe one of the more powerful things that will come out of this?
I think absolutely, Keith. The incredible reality is I think there are communities that are poised in positions. There are nonprofit organizations. When you think about here in the Triangle, the educational institutions. So I know, for example, for us as a YMCA, we feel like we already have people who are in the same space. And this could be the catalyst to a healthy conversation and really strengthening our communities.
So the exhibition opens this week. It opens this weekend, and we'll be running through when?
October 22nd. So we'll have it for a full 6 months. And because we've removed those barriers, there's no excuse. Come on out and check it out. Come several times. We've even translated 60% of the exhibit into Spanish.
That's terrific. We have, and I know on our website, ncforum.org, we have links to the museum's website and well as information all about the exhibition. So it's one of those things that we hope that it will be sticky for people. They'll get into it and want to engage. I think it sounds like an exciting exhibition. So we'll just hope that folks will turn out for it.
Absolutely.
But thank you both for being here today.
Thank
This is a
you.
great conversation about the important subject, and we hope that the new exhibition will help people, as I've said before on the show, get more comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's
Yes.
right.
And talking
Absolutely.
about
That's
it. So,
right.
but thank y'all both for being
Thank
here.
you, Keith.
Before we go to break, see if you can answer this question. True or false, the average genetic difference between two individuals of the same race is about the same as that of two individuals from different races?